steps. First is the shape. So you look at the sign in front, or rather if you expand everything out fully, it's a negative x squared. So this tells me that it must be a maximum curve. So the shape must look like this. Some of you wrote maximum curve but you draw like that. I don't know where is the disconnection. Okay, but maximum curve. So if you got no time during the exam, you draw like that, I give you 1 mark. So please make sure you sketch it out. Don't leave it blank. Okay, second, from factorized form, we will find x-intercepts. So sub y as 0. So when y is 0, don't need to expand the negative in. Just bring these two to the other side. Then the negative disappears. Okay, then you just solve. One is 1. The other one is minus 3. Okay, third one, y-intercept. You sub x as 0. So y is just 3. Okay, last one is, not last one, line of symmetry. You always add up the two x-intercepts, divide by 2. Okay, so line of symmetry is x equals to minus 1. And then finally, to find turning point, you will sub line of symmetry into the equation. So y is equals to negative. So you end up, just key the whole thing into the calculator. You will have 2, so 4. So your turning point is negative 1, 4. So these are all the crucial points. Go and mark them out. So 1 unit, negative 3 is somewhere here. Make sure the scale is proportional. No need to use ruler and measure, but make sure it's roughly proportional. And then your line of symmetry is here, which means your graph will turn on this line. It will pass through y at 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will pass through these 3 points. And then your turning point is here. So when you draw, make sure your curve pass through the 4 points. And then your line is, okay, confident enough. Okay, I don't want to see like this kind of shading. I don't know why. Okay, very scary. So just make sure it's sharp. Okay, and then just one single line. Then you should get your full 3 marks. So look at the question. They say indicate clearly the points where it cuts the axis. So 3 I indicated. 1, negative 3. All indicated already. And then the turning point. So turning point, there's a minus 1 and 4. I've indicated as well. So I'll be checking out for this. If they write coordinates, then for all the points you wrote there, you must add in the coordinates. So you read the instruction carefully. Make sure you have everything they need you to have. Okay, but for this case, no need to write the coordinates. But if they ask, you need to have it all there. Okay, so that's 3 marks for sure. For WA, definitely will have 1. It's either a maximum curve or minimum curve. It's either factorized form or completed square form. So confirm 1 question on this. Make sure you can do. Okay, next one. This one. Okay, still not very well done yet. Okay, you want to get rid of the denominator, you multiply everything by the LCM. So it's multiplying with all 3 of these terms that you see there. Okay, so if you multiply the first one, the x minus 1 cancels out. So you'll be left with 2x. Okay, the next one is the blue one. If I multiply with this, the 2 minus 3x cancels out. So I have 2 times 2, which is 4. And then there's a x minus 1. Okay, then the very last column, this multiplies by this, gets a 10. And then you get this. So the moment you show me that you got rid of the denominator, you get your first method mark. Next one is getting to the quadratic. So you go and expand everything carefully. A lot of you always miss out the square here. Don't know why. Okay, 4x plus 4. Okay, strongly recommended to expand this one first before you put in the 10. Because some of you will multiply the 10 wrongly. So this is gone. Just left with this. So 20x. In fact, it's a 5. 5x, so 50x. Minus 30x square. Minus 20. Okay, so bring everything to one side. You have a 24x square. Minus 50x. Plus 24. Is the number so weird? Do I have the different eh?
Where did you get 50?
Yeah, did I write anything wrongly?
It
shouldn't be 10, it should be 5.
No, it should be 2.
It should be 5.
Oh, cancel out. Okay, okay, my bad. So it's 5. So 5. Then 25. 15. 10. Okay, so that is a, but still weird. Still different, right? Where's my mistake?
Isn't it 5 racket 2 times?
Wait, 2 times 2, 4. I bring over or become 9. Okay, can. So 15 minus 6 is 9. Then minus 25. And then 14. Okay, so once you arrive at this quadratic, that's your second mark. Okay, the last mark. Okay, depending on whether they give 3 or 4. Sometimes they give 3, sometimes they give 4. If they give 4, you will still be required to show quadratic formula before you give the 2 answers. So no matter what, you need to show this step. Okay, before you give me one answer as 2, the other answer as 7/9. You can't jump from here to here without showing me this. Otherwise, I cannot give you the answer mark. So you have to show the method. So this is crucial. I have a number of you. Press calculator. Give me the 2 answer here. Okay, you need to show this method. Okay, so that's question 2. Question 3, some of you lost marks at the 3 part B. This is the type of question that at Sec 2, your teachers drill you a lot. Okay, so it shouldn't be completely new to you. It's the type of question that you don't like, but we don't know whether you'll be tested. Okay, so remember, we are only checking for this step. How you got rid of the denominator, whether you get the correct expansion, and then your final answer. But you must show quadratic. Okay, next one. Factorization is not solving. Factorization means I want you to express this as a product of 2 different terms. 2 different factors. Some of you went to complete the square. Complete the square is complete the square. Factorization is this one. Okay? So, if you go and use the calculator will give you 2 solutions. One is this. The other one is this. So, if you want, you can work backwards and get back the factor. So, one of the factor must be this. Okay, the other one, you cross back and then bring this over. So this is the second factor. Then you fill in the rest. 10x squared minus 12. This is minus 8x. This is 15. That's why you get 7. So you can work backwards to get back this, but the answer should be these 2. So you write it here. two brackets. So you must understand factorize means express it as a product of two factors. Not completing the square, don't solve it. Some of you misinterpret. Okay, when they say hence, means they want you to make use of this answer to help you to solve the question. So first of all, you need to make sure this one looks like this. So let's rearrange everything to one side. Okay, and I know that 7x and then I ends up with a minus 12. So there must be some splitting I need to do here. That I should split this so that I get a minus 12. Then you realize this one actually can be factorized to get this. So if you do observation, you can see that actually it seems to be I have substituted x to be y minus 1. So in other words, I can let x be y minus 1. So my solution set should be the same. Same solution set. So therefore, instead of 2x plus 3, now it's this. Instead of 5x minus 4, now is this. So these are the two factors that I need to solve. So this is 2y plus 1. So my two solutions are y equals to negative half or y equals to 1.8. Okay, or 1/4/5. Okay, so this is by substitution, but you need to link it back to part A. Okay, you cannot go and expand this, form a quadratic in y and then use quadratic formula. This one is 0, no marks at all. Okay, cannot use this because they say hence means you must use your answer from part A. Okay, so all the little keywords there serve some purpose. Make sure you know what they are asking you. So this is the question that some of you lost marks. So you see this one 2 marks, the sketching 3 marks, the fraction 2 marks. You lose here and there, then your A is gone. Okay, next one is also the question that some of you lose marks, especially part B and C. Okay, done? Okay, this one. First thing first, I know my turning point. I can work backwards because this means that this must be plus 1. So that when I solve it, this is minus 1. So I can just do by observation, no working required. And then usually the y comes from here. So it tells me that C must be 5.5. And my B must be 1. So in your answer blank, once I see these two, this is 1 mark. The second mark goes to A. So what you can do is they say one of the x-intercept is 1.5. So you sub this into the equation. So A you don't know. You know x is 1.5. B you already know. C is 5.5. And then this is 0. So go and solve for this. 25/4, is it? 2.5 is 5/2, yeah. So your A will end up as a fraction. Or if you prefer decimal, is minus 0.88. So this is 1 mark. Okay, make use of the question to help you get your unknown. Okay, then they say if there is no solution to this equals to k, this is equals to y. So y equals to k is a horizontal line. They say there is no solution. Can you explain why the least possible integer value is 6? So you have to tell me first. Okay, the curve the maximum curve has maximum value, okay, at 5.5 or at y equals to 5.5. Hence, in order to not have solutions, y equals to k must be greater than 5.5. So I need to see the greater than 5.5. I need to see the maximum curve. Okay, mentioned somewhere. So then you can conclude, therefore, least integer value of k is 6. So there must be this inequality telling me that it must be greater than 5.5. If not, you must tell me it is at least, oh no, cannot, at least includes 5.5, more than 5.5. So anything above this 5.5 will not cut the graph at all. Okay, then they say without solving. So some of you try to solve, find discriminant, so cannot. Don't talk about discriminant here because you are not supposed to solve. So they say without solving, explain how you can find the number of solutions of this equals to x. So you know this is y. So in other words, they want you to draw. You are expected to draw the line y equals to x. Okay, and count the number of intersection between the line and the curve. Okay, so I need to see two parts. One is telling them that you will draw the line y equals to x. So if you draw the line y equals to x, is here. Okay, this is y equals to x. Okay, and then you count how many intersections you have. So one here, one here. So actually you know there's two intersections, but the question never really asks you how many intersections you have. They just want you to explain how you're going to get. So first one, I must see draw. Draw this line. Second one, you count the number of intersection. So 2 marks, 1 each. Okay, make sure you have both. So you are A-Math students, these two are supposed to be at your advantage. The E-Math students will struggle with this. It's more challenging for them. But A-Math students should be able to deal with this question easily. So y'all did another chapter on A-Math on this. So this one y'all cannot leave blank. I still have some of you leave blank. Okay, then next one is the problem sum. Some of you also losing marks there. How like that? Yes. The diagram we intersect what? Yes. You can. If you write there, it's fine. Okay, just that they don't require you to write it down. But if you write there's two intersections, it's okay. Yeah, it's just giving them more than they need you to give. Yeah. Okay, this one. X dollars per liter. Find the number of liters that can be bought with $100. So you'll use 100 divided by X. Then petrol cost dropped by 26 cents. This is in dollars, this is in cents. So the price dropped by 0.26. So this is the new price. So same thing, same $100, but the petrol price dropped. So this is the expression between the two. So technically, if the petrol price drop, this is a greater number, means I should be able to get more petrol with a reduced price. This is the greater one. This is the smaller one. You must be able to tell which one is the greater, which is the smaller. Then they say you can actually get an additional 7.2 liters, which means if I take the difference between these two, okay, I can get 7.2 liters more. Okay, it's usually always like that. So if you go and work it out and you realize the sign is different from what you want, go and swap the position between these two when you have time. Okay, during the exam. Okay, if not, the 3 marks, you might lose it. Okay, so how to get rid of the denominator? We multiply by LCM. So first one, multiply this in. This thing is gone. So 100x. Second one, multiply this in. The x is gone. Okay, I know some of you still doing combining one fraction cross multiply. That is also fine. Okay, but just don't make errors unnecessarily. Okay, so go and expand this out. This one will be gone. The 100x is gone. Okay, this one you go and expand. What will you get here? 26? No, 1.872x. Okay? So once you reach with a quadratic that looks like this, which looks weird and not looking like what you want, then you look at the gap. What is the gap between this and this? Okay, you go and use 450 divided by 7.2 and realize that actually you can just straight away multiply by what number? 62.5. Okay, so for all the numbers, you go and multiply by 62.5, then it should arrive at this one. Okay, doesn't matter the equal 0 on the left or on the right, it's still the same thing. So shown. Okay, so I hope after doing 3 years of paper, you will see that it is a standard question for this. If they ask you rate, speed, anything in this context, it is more or less always like that. But you just take note of the units. Make sure the units throughout is the same. Just like when it's time, make sure everything is in hours. If it's in money, make sure dollars, cents, you must convert accordingly. That's the only thing they can trap you, no other ways. Okay, last. Oh no, still need to solve. Okay, solving, I don't know why some of you got it wrong. It's such a waste. Solving, just use quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus square root b square minus 4ac over 2a. So you should have two answers. One is 2.03. The other one is minus 1.77. Question say 2dp. Okay, so you follow. So 1 mark for using quadratic formula and then 1 mark for getting both correct answers. Okay, then 5E, they say, can you find the number of liters of petrol that you can get with the reduced pricing? So use this one. So 100 over x minus 0.26. Okay, this one be careful. The x you put in cannot be the rounded off figure. It must be the one that has at least 5 significant figures. Otherwise, your final answer will be different. Okay, so remember we always say when you calculate this, go and find the value before that. Go and simplify first. Okay, go and find the 2 values before that. So that when you want to use it, use the more exact one. Okay, then you will get 33.8 liters. Some of you get 33.7, 33.9 is because you are using an inaccurate value that you round off so much already. So use the more actual one. then you won't lose accuracy mark. Okay, so this is the whole of question 5. Okay, in fact 2024 seems to be an easier paper, because I only have 2 of you who never get your A, the rest all A's. Okay, so you are getting closer. You just need to be more accurate in your answering technique. Must be 21 marks and above, E-Math. 21 marks and above. Okay? Can I last question? No, second last. Inequality. For this question, actually, it just so happened that because there's no x on the left and no x on the right, there's a simple way of solving this. I can minus 7 for all 3. This is negative 5. I don't even need to split it. I can divide by 5 throughout. 2.1 Okay, that's it, done. So it's because I can do this because there's no x on the left and on the right, so I don't even need to split them into 2 and combine back. So all I can do is just do the same thing to all 3 terms at the same time. So then I can get the 2 marks easily. So some marks are easier to get, some marks not so easy. Okay, write down all the prime numbers that is in the solution set. So in the solution set, there shouldn't be a what? Oh, yo. Okay, check. I don't know if I mark you incorrectly. You check whether I mark if you put both equal. Okay, anyway, if you list down all the integer values that is between this solution set, it will be this. And all the prime numbers are numbers that has exactly 2 factors, 1 and itself. So it is always the smallest prime number is 2. 1 is not prime because it only has 1 factor. So this is multiplied by 1 and 2, right? So 1 and 3, 1 and 5. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. All those are prime numbers. So all these 3 are not. Only 2. Okay? So this one, inequality is another must get. Don't be careless. Okay, last one, graph. Graph, I see the table of values. Everybody can calculate properly. Okay, and then if you look at the graph, which you have the solution, let me just, so I don't have to draw again. Okay, so just take note, they say 2 cm, 1 unit on the x-axis. So one big box is 1 unit. That's what they say. And then 2 cm, 1 cm, 1 unit. So one small box, this one small box is 1 unit. Okay, this one small box is 1 unit. So if you look carefully, this is 1, then 2. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, and so on. Okay? So this is your negative 1, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so just make sure that your axes are correct, then you get 1 mark. Your plots are all correct, you get 1 mark. The curve is smooth, you get 1 mark. So 3 marks for graphs. Standard. So we will check that all the plots are correct, your curve is smooth, and then your scale is correct. Then you get 3. The last one, they say, can Okay, when it's equal to 0, we are happy because your equation already looks like this. It's already the same equation. So this is your curve. So y is equal to 0. If you go and draw the y equals to 0 line, the x-intercept is just these two values, which is 0 and 3. So that's why your two solution is x is equals to 0 or x equals to 3. Okay, but there are of course other possible question I can ask you. I can write it this way, equals to 5. So when it's equals to 5, you know you need to draw the line y equals to 5 somewhere out already. Okay, but if let's say your graph is already drawn in this way, then you tell me no solution because there's no intersection. Or I can write this way. Okay, for example, so you remember your goal is to always make sure the left hand side must look like this equation here. So I need to get rid of one of the x. So I minus 1x on both sides. So then I get the curve I want on the left hand side. So this is my curve, right? And I want it to intersect with this line. Then you go and plot a table of values. Only 2x values will do. You can draw a line with that. So it's 0, 2, 1 and no, maybe 2 and 0. So you go and plot. This is example. If I ask it in a different way, then you go and draw the line. And then your two solutions come from where it intersects. That's all. So I can change, I can do many things to this equation here. It may not always look exactly like what is given here. Okay? So, graph question, if tested, make sure you got enough time to plot. Make sure you got enough time to draw the additional line if they ask you. Okay, I don't know. Every year is a bit different. I don't think they will test every single thing because there's only 30 marks, but we try to do everything already. Yeah, let's see, right? Yes, I printed extra 3 more sets of AMF because AMF is week 10, right? So we still have some time to do. And then your AMF paper is like, many of it is quite well done, maybe because the answer scheme is at the back and you tend to want to look at it. So that one we can deal with it later. Okay, it's the next period. Okay. Your English teacher is here. Okay, I see you. Of this equation equals to 0. This is the easy type. The previous paper we did is the tougher one.